Have you found any contractors?
Yeah, there's a minute.
So the person who just came through, church with us, I did send an email to them. The name is taken right now, but I haven't got any back yet.
Yeah, there are two. Yeah, I gotta go up to Pasadena, because they've got, I think it's Altadena actually, and they do Christmas lighting thing, and also, could you go over to the Grove?
No, I haven't.
Could you?
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And look at their tree over there, and find public management of the Grove and see who did it.
okay, then.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Well, it's either Pasadena or I think it's Altadena. They do a big tree lighting.
It's Altadena.
Yeah, I want to find out who did theirs and see if we can get a bid from them.
I have their contact if you need it.
Oh, really?
We can touch with, I've been in touch with them, there's women in Woody that's been very helpful.
Okay, good. Let me talk to you about getting that contact information.
Because we were working with them when they sent us other deed on tree information.
Oh,
Weren't you
okay.
at the beautification meeting?
I'm sorry?
Were you at the beautification meeting?
I don't remember. Was I may have been. I
You're the one who mentioned Altadena.
I may have.
Yeah, we're both there, yeah. Yeah.
I haven't gone to too many meetings, I'm like, maybe,
You came late, remember? Well, you're
Oh,
from
was that the
Northridge,
late
aren't you?
one?
That's when you came late.
I'm sorry?
You're from Northridge, right?
No, Granada Hills, Norwood area. But yeah, I can email it to you with me, but
Okay. Oh, that'll be good. That'll be
you have
good.
your email, let me get your
Yeah,
email.
I might say do that. I'll do that. The idea is we want to save them, because if we can put the lights up on the tree and leave them there, yeah. And we could, also we want to put some more
And it's
lights.
also safer. It's also
And
safer.
you were talking about, we can change our color.
Yes, you can change the color, you can put patterns on them, make it a destination. And then
We're
hike
just
the
trying
hell
to
out of
figure
it.
out if there is a better way. We haven't looked into it for over 6 years. So, you know, if we don't do it every so often, we don't know
Oh,
what
no,
we're
I
missing.
mean, we usually have it there, just so you know next time you come in.
Okay.
Do you want the agenda? That's fine.
And all you have to do is just, put some extension cords in, plug the lights in, roll the ends up, at about 10 feet up. And then whenever you need to light it up, or you can just get somebody to plug it all in, the electrical is there.
Thank you for coming. You can see it, hi, thank you for coming.
Well, if you're in that, no, they're not. They're not.
Hi, thank you for coming.
You still got the cords. And so many people frequent that area, so you can. Yeah. Yeah, but that junction box has to be the box that's there already. And the city put those boxes in, so it's there. We need to have
Sometimes you guys just walk out so fast, I don't have a chance to thank
But,
you.
usually. And it's also
You're starting at 6. Starting at 6, I'll get there at 5:30.
Every time we light that tree, we have to.
6:30, because we have 2 choirs singing and I'm sure certain announcements and whatnot.
Well, the people who put the tree up, we have, there's an insurance policy. Gotta be, and it's also an insurance policy changes that
I've been seeing anybody here.
themselves and then
Mike?
We'll work
people
on
in
it.
the
We'll
attention.
work on it.
We'll probably have someone else do
We
it.
have to pay.
Hopefully we'll have the
Yeah.
LEDs to put out.
Sounds good.
This is posted on the Empower LA website. Okay, it's the Granada Hills South Neighborhood Council Strategic Plan. And I wanted you to see that the big solutions include this. So when you're going to talk about your newsletter today, I want you to draw this to the board's attention. This is your official strategic plan.
It is now, it's only written
I
for.
was just talking to Mel over there. He said, but it doesn't have to necessarily be mailed, as long as you get all the newsletter and surveys out. So if we found another medium,
There's other data that says you have to do it physically every 2 years. Okay.
we'll have to figure this out.
So, in fact, I just want you to have
Oh, no, I
a little
appreciate it.
ammunition for you, something you can poo poo it. Okay? You say, hey, listen,
I just
Yeah,
asked
the new,
Mel too. Not necessarily that way.
but again, that's what I'm giving you this. Don't make it, whether it's a requirement, make it part of your plan. We said we were going to do this. Okay? Just a different way to take into it without bringing in the other stuff, which they can argue.
Well, it's got to be done.
That, they can't argue.
But see, that's the thing, we're, no matter what, if we do this, we're gonna have to spend at least another $5,000 because right now, the lights we got, they don't really cover.
Well, you're gonna want LEDs.
Yeah, and we're gonna eat all the branches and everything else, so we can just leave it. But that, after that initial cost, we don't have any subsidiary costs. Well, initially, we jumped on it because of the project that the neighborhood council wanted to do, and we started that, I think, our second year after we formed, because we wanted to let the community know here, we wanted to help out. We helped fund, that new veterans corner, we helped assist that. Oh, we're doing that, yeah, we do that every year, we just gave $2,000 for the upkeep of the business, but the lights and everything, we are gonna be looking at other ways to continue the funding. Yeah, well, I do what I do, is 2,000. Yeah, the park.
I mean, if you figure 3,500 times 10, we're talking real money. If you can put the lights up for 10 years and I have to do much maintenance,
Yeah,
you can get a lot of lights for that.
yeah,
Probably half that much.
yeah, exactly.
Depends on how you install it.
Yeah.
Counted that and you put it on,
I was never happy with,
technology changes, people have different ideas.
All right, everyone, we're running just a few minutes late as we're waiting for a few extra board members, but in the interest of time, we're one short of our quorum right now, but I'll get the meeting started so we can go through our public comment and community announcements and those things, and hopefully we'll have another board member shortly. I welcome everybody. Thank you very much for coming. This is the December meeting of the Granada Hills South Neighborhood Council. We will start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. And, Derek, can I ask you to lead us in the pledge?
Sure. Hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Darren. Okay, our secretary is absent, so I will attempt to run the roll call myself.
Good luck.
Brad Smith is excused. Jerry Askew, here. Anthony Matthews, not here, excused. Brandon Schindelheim, here. Mike Benedetto.
Here.
Jeff Quorum. Bonnie Burke. Sorry?
Here.
Krishna Crawford Velasco. Arthur Dausch. Jed Dunlap.
Here.
Gina Greshner is excused. Justin Kim, here. Sally Kolstad. Darren Lopez.
Here.
Eric Mansker. Here. Mark Morris. Here. Renee Trinidad is excused. Ross Termel, excused. Cindy Wu Friedman.
Here.
Okay. David, can you give us a count on that?
I get 10. Present. One short of the grade.
9, 10, okay. So without a quorum, we can't take any official action, but we'll move on with the announcements and public comment and so on. We do not have any minutes currently for approval, being that the secretary is out. We'll move on past that. All right, I'll open public comment on non-agendized items. If anybody has comment on items that are not on the agenda tonight. Mr. Kuzmin. Thank you, Jeff.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the neighborhood councils and Granada Hills stakeholders. My name is William Kuzmin. I've lived in the Old Granada Hills neighborhood since 1987. About 2.5 years ago, I learned that I had a neighborhood council, which what I was surprised to learn about. And I've been trying to get communication between the council and the public stakeholders to be more vibrant, more active, and more in line with the purpose of the neighborhood council. The first thing I need to do before I get cut off for time is to make a quick announcement that a writ of mandamus was filed on September 16th to overturn the Old Granada Hills interim control ordinance and request the removing of the zoning changes and residential floor area district from the proposed Granada Hills community plan. This lawsuit is going to be modified to correct the language now that the community plan was passed by city council to have it removed from the community plan rather than the proposed community plan. There is a trial setting hearing date on January the 7th. The court case number is BS 157882, and that'll be in the Stanley Mosque Building, 11th District Superior Court, Department 85. Also for stakeholders who are opposing and supporting this writ of lawsuit against the city, there's going to be a meeting within the next week to discuss the case with other petitioners as homeowners, express their desire to participate and have these changes removed from the community plan. You can contact me at 818-634-5344 if you'd like to know about that meeting. Last month, this neighborhood council had an item on their agenda. My name was mentioned in connection with this agenda item regarding the posts that were removed on a social website called nextdoor.com. This board violated their own bylaws when they put this item on their agenda, because the bylaws very state the policy of the council is, number 2, avoid interfering in the internal affairs of any individual, group, or organization. Now, last month, this group tried to interfere with that organization. There were statements made by the vice president of this board that were false and unsubstantiated, plus his own interpretations of what others were said. There was a statement made that there was, he was pelted with complaints, but a Public Records Act request revealed there was only one email, and that was from a committee member on one of this board's committees. There were no other written or emailed complaints to generate the response. That false allegation was that I, as the lead of the council, removed a neighborhood council post.
His time is up.
The
His time
allegation
is
is
up.
that I
I'll allow him to finish.
removed a neighborhood council post when in fact the neighborhood council never made an official post on nextdoor.com. And even later in his presentation, he went on to say that the neighborhood council never made a post on nextdoor.com. So why this neighborhood council was trying to take action on a group over which they have no jurisdiction, to me was a violation of their own bylaws and was very inappropriate to squash the open debate, which it says is one of your other purposes. Prohibit
Kuzmin, your time
discrimination
is
against
up
a
now.
group. So,
Mr. Kuzmin, your time is up. Please sit
Okay.
down.
is there a timer?
Right behind you.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
We'll make sure everybody stays to the
They
same
put
amount of
those
time.
things in the, on the wall sometimes. All right, are there any
Melvin
other,
says I got 3 minutes and 24
are
seconds.
there any other
Yes.
items of public comment? Mr. Hobetter.
Hello, my name is Mark Hobatter, and I attended a business seminar the other day at our library, our local library. And it comes to find out that the facility that we were using was a nice little room. It's actually the first time I've ever been in that room. But the library did not have a PA system. They had a microphone stand off their little podium, but they had no PA system. And so I'm asking that the South Council could make a donation to the library for a small PA system and a microphone for further events at that facility. And it's not, and I looked up and we can put something together for, you know, $550, you know, and then they'll have it. So, I know you don't have a quorum tonight, but I'd like to see that happen.
Okay, you can file a neighborhood purpose
Okay.
grant, or ask, talk to Brandon about filing a neighborhood purpose grant on that. Mark?
Didn't
You're
we,
talking about the Pettit Park?
Yes.
Library. It's a fairly small library.
Yes.
Would it be too loud for the other?
No, but this is a very small system. You know, it's just, there was the group, the Friends of the Library, they do, and they bring in a system when they have their meeting. But the library doesn't have their own. So, I found that to be very strange.
But my understanding is the library charges like $200 or something to use that room.
I don't know.
It's a large amount of money.
It would Cindy set up the gig, so she would probably know. Do they charge money for that room?
Not for the, not for us, not for the neighborhood
Yeah.
council, but usually to outside groups. The money, I think, goes to the City of Los Angeles library system,
And if I remember
Not
right, it's quite a
necessarily their
lot. It's
branch,
like about $200.
but because we're a government entity, it doesn't work, our fees are waived.
Right,
Okay.
but I just wanted to say that's quite a lot of money for people to use. So I don't see where.
Well,
Okay.
I would think that, being this organization, I would think that it's there for us to be able to use. You know, and we've given a lot of money to, Friends of the Library. And I was a little surprised that the Friends of the Library wouldn't like maintain that system there, because that's where their meetings are all the time, so.
Okay, well, we can submit a neighborhood
Okay.
purpose grant, or the library can to acquire
Why
those
not?
funds.
excuse me,
Yeah,
why not ask Friends of the Library, because they just came to us.
Yeah, ask me.
And I think we just rented them, I forget how much, 1,500?
yeah,
Yeah,
so.
we just
leave
rented
your
them
PA system
1,500.
at the library for people to use.
But Friends of the Library usually takes care of that, but they didn't come to us. and ask-
Well, they have their own system. So I say, yeah, say, we're gonna give you this money, but please leave your system at the library for usage.
Guys, we're gonna discuss this, we need to do it at a future
Do
meeting
we have a quorum?
under a properly agendized
No,
item.
but that's,
No, not yet.
Oh.
Nonetheless, we're still limited by the Brown Act.
I may have a public comment, but you let me know.
Okay, yeah, you can't,
take
board members
So I
can't
make it at the.
take advantage of the
Board
public
member?
comment section, so
Thank you. Well, no.
that will come later.
I have a question, why can't we do announcements that they, using a different hat?
Because the public comment is for the public, not the board to speak.
But it
That
is
was
an announcement
clarified,
separate?
that was clarified to us by Dunn.
But is the announcement separate from public comment? We're not commenting.
It is, but we don't have an item on the agenda for announcements. We do have board member announcements at the end of the agenda, which is when we will take them.
Well, like for example, if
Oh,
you want to
Bonnie,
announce
Bonnie,
a parade or something,
that
wait
would
to the
be-
end of the meeting, everybody's gone.
We can rearrange the agenda to put board member comments up front in the future if you'd like.
Well, I think announcements should
Okay,
be.
guys, we're gonna move on because this is not part of our
Move on to what?
agendized discussion.
We can't do any
We're
business.
gonna move on to adjournment and we don't have any business to do.
All right.
Okay, community speakers, Melvin, we don't have anybody from CD 12. Oh, we do, Eric. I need to recognize you first.
You don't know me yet, I'm new. I just started a couple months ago with Councilmember Englander. I used to be with another council officer before that for a while. A little about my role in the councilman's office. I do public safety now for the entire district, as well as building and safety issues, as well as department transportation issues. So come to me for anything related to those things. I have a few quick announcements. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you don't support me, but I still don't want to take this week. I know you guys all know about the gas leak. We have SoCal Gas's leak up here. I just want to give you a few things. Councilman Englander addressed it in council the other day, and he's made a few recommendations to them, and they've agreed to these things, so I'm just going to let you guys know what they are. They're going to create a dedicated website and a physical storefront here in District 12 that's ADA accessible and multilingual to provide a one-stop portal of information for all members of the public. So anyone that has questions about the gas leak, there's an actual place that you'll be able to go. We don't have that location yet, but it's coming soon. You should be able to find it on the SoCal Gas website as well as our website. If you have any questions, detailed information from the gas committee. Formation of a community advisory committee, which is going to meet weekly, and to establish communication between community members, SoCal Gas, our office, the county, and many other agencies and groups. There's going to be an opt-in checkbox where we have a lot of individuals that are choosing to be relocated due to the for at least a couple months, most likely. And one of my major concerns as a public safety deputy is safety, because there's going to be a lot of empty houses in Fort Dodge when they're, and obviously burglary in this 12th district is one of our number one concerns. So we're working on finding a way that they can provide their addresses straight to LAPD, so LAPD can basically keep an extra watch on the empty houses. So these are some of the things that the company would ask them. I know it's a little bit away from Granada Hills South, but you guys are still in the district and impacted by it a little bit. Other than that, I have a few just quick announcements. I'm going to leave these flyers for the SoCal or the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission SOS Mobile Shower Unit project. They have a mobile shower for homeless individuals. It's quite an interesting thing. They're trying to raise more money to get a second mobile shower. I'm going to leave these. Please grab one, take a look. The next thing, our office is having an event. It's a holiday bazaar this Saturday, on December 5th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's going to be shopping, arts and crafts, and live entertainment on Reseda Boulevard between Nordhoff and Gresham. It's going to be a cool event. It's part of our Revisit Reseda big thing that we got going on, lots of events and stuff. So that's it. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Eric King. I'm here for you guys. I'll be here every month. And thank you.
Eric,
Should I leave this?
yes, I got a quick question. I was talking to Jonathan, and are you taking over some of his duties as far as?
I'm taking over what Tanya was in. Because
Oh, okay.
Tanya's no longer with us.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking over what she was.
Because I was, talking to Jonathan about, public safety issues.
Right.
And, because I was calling into him, so you.
I'm your guy now.
Okay.
I'm the guy.
Okay, good.
So,
You have any cards?
I don't have my cards tonight actually, but I can give you my.
Well, I've got
You have our-
councilman's number, so.
Yeah, my email is just my name, same as all of us. It's eric.king, E-R-I-C-H. There's an H, don't forget the H, it's very important. .king, K-I-N-G, @lacity.org. Very simple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. All right, I do not see our senior lead officer. Melvin, did you have anything to update us on from Gunn?
Good evening, everyone. Melvin Cañas from the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. No particular announcement, really. Everything right now is focused on elections. That's the main goal of the department, to get elections underway in December. Making sure that we have successful outreach, a good number of candidates. So you'll be hearing, keep an eye on our Friday newsletters. Every Friday we send them out, and keep an eye out on emails from your independent election administrator, so that you're able to work with them to make elections as successful as possible. From my end, what I have right now, we have a new staff member in the department, Andrew. We're working with him. He's coming out. I don't believe I brought this to the meeting last month, I want to say.
No.
No, right, okay. So, because we had it, but I don't think we had a chance to print them out. Basically, it's a bylaws cheat sheet, we're calling it. Just to give you like a quick, instead of taking a look at the 18, 20 page bylaws document that you have, this is something that you can just quickly reference to give you the big points of the bylaws. For the board, so I'm gonna pass it out, you can grab one and pass it out. Please review it. If you see anything that's not correct according to your bylaws, please let me know. One more thing, and I have a few copies extra here for the stakeholders. Okay, good. And there should be enough for everyone, I think. Make sure that on your website that you have the newly revised bylaws that dated September 1st. There are some differences compared to the previous ones that you dated from 2014. So make sure that you work on that to have it updated on your website. Okay, so that is it, unless you have any questions for me? We're good?
Go ahead.
Melvin, you and I were talking outside briefly, and I was looking at one of my notes, and according to the LA Empowerment strategic plan, the big solution, having employment, we're supposed to send out a newsletter, but can you clarify as to how we're supposed to get that out?
Okay, question about outreach. So I find out what your strategic plan, your general strategic plan for the year that the board, each board approves one on its own. So that is a guiding document for you as a board. So whatever you as a board agree to on that document, I would advise you that you adhere to it. That is your guiding plan for the year, so that, at the end of the fiscal year, you can come back and say, what is it that we set out to do this last fiscal year, and have we accomplished it? So with regards to outreach, I wanted to clarify that it is not something that I can say it is required. Well, let me take that back. It is an expectation that neighborhood councils do that. One of the major reasons why neighborhood councils receive funding from the city is to take care of your operational expenses, to have an office, pay for a phone line, keep up a website. But also the second major component to the funding is to do outreach so that the community knows that you exist. How you're going to do that outreach is up to you. It's gonna be different from Granada Hills to MacArthur Park to Boyle Heights and the harbor. So that's for you to determine, and that document comes in handy. So if you decided that you want to allocate your funding towards a newsletter that goes out to every single mailing address within your boundaries, that's because you've determined, with some reason that that's what's gonna work for you. So that is for you to determine, and determine how much to allocate to that expense. And we can provide you with vendors that have done that in the past for the department as well. When we've done elections in the past, we've used vendors like Walking Man, that goes out, or you can go reach out to the postal office to do bulk mailing, pay bulk mailing. So that is up to you, but that's just a good question, and I wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
Any other questions for Melvin? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you much. All right. Happy holidays, everyone.
All right, I'm gonna move on to our officers' reports. I do not have a report, nor does Brad. Brandon?
So I was hoping we would have a quorum today, because we need to get the monthly expenditure reports approved by December 11th, which is about 8 days away, at least through September. If we don't, then they'll freeze our funds. So if we can't do it today, we may have to have a special meeting so that we can approve them. Sorry, didn't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but.
Well, I think we can count on that, and I'll just use this opportunity to thank everybody who's here for coming. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to ask you back again this month on some day so we can get this particular piece of business taken care of.
Well, we should discuss an alternative because it's over 30 minutes since this meeting was supposed to have started. So let's discuss a date and time right now, so it won't be a surprise to anybody.
All right, are there any particular days that anybody has that would be a good time?
Within the next 2 weeks before Christmas. Before the 17th of the next week.
No, it's gotta be done by the 11th. He just said that. So it's gotta be done within the next.
I'll be out of town.
Okay, so you're out on the 10th? I'll tell you what, it's probably gonna be easier to do this via email, so I'll send out an email to everybody to find out what the availability is so we can nail down a date. And
Well, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4.
But there's a lot of people that are here that can't give them the feedback, so.
yeah, we've gotta get the not only us, but the folks who aren't here.
Well, basically, we only got 5 days. The 11th is, well, if we have a meeting on the night of the 11th, you've already expended that, so I presume between now and the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
It's due in 8 days.
Let me get an email out, and we'll just ask everybody here to respond to it just as quickly as you can with the dates that are available. And I'll reach out to anybody who's not here and get a date nailed down.
How much lead time?
All right. As was mentioned, we do not have a quorum, so we can't take official action on any items. So I'm gonna skip through the rest of the items on the agenda, and we'll move down to board member announcements and agenda items for the next meeting. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I just have a suggestion for the dates. If you send out a doodle, have you heard of?
I have used that once, and
Okay.
I was thinking that we might do that. Thank you.
Sure, just to make it simple.
Okay. Jet, anything, any comments?
No.
Okay, I just reiterate, thank you, everybody, for being here. Who is here? Brandon, anything?
No, I'm just saying thanks for being here too.
Okay. Eric?
Well, since
We're coming down your way.
The tree lighting, what, the tree lighting is, Saturday?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Friday night.
Friday night.
I think it's at
6 o'clock.
Wasn't there something about an ad hoc committee to see about some ceremony or something?
Do you want me to answer that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the meeting.
I'm not part of your committee.
Well, yeah, but I invited you as, well, because you volunteered to be on our ad hoc as well as your own.
What ad hoc?
We had our own, which you volunteered because you're gonna help us with the PA system for Friday at 6 p.m. Are you still available?
I don't recall anybody asking me, honestly.
Yeah, I did.
I wish you had sent me an email to remind me.
All right, we'll have to move
Are you gonna
along.
be available?
For what? This
Well,
is
you want to do a little
discussion.
All right, guys, Mike and Eric, maybe you can get together afterwards and.
Well, I mean,
and
I
zero in on
remember
something.
sending you an email saying, isn't it a kind of short notice to be trying to form an ad hoc committee? Because it was only, what, a day or so ago?
We did it last meeting.
Guys,
When
we need to
was the
move on.
last meeting?
Eric, we need to move on. And
Why?
Mike, hold on. We need to move on. You're having discussion, and this is for board member comments. All right, Cindy.
Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone that actually went to the business meeting. We put on the first one ever, actually in the Northwest Valley. Jerry was there, you were there, somebody else. But, so I appreciate the board members that actually went there. It's the first one we've ever had in Northwest Valley. We had about 6 speakers, ranging from the Office of Finance to various nonprofit councils to basically help people who either had ideas to start their own business or who's looking to a way to increase their business growth. So I want to thank all the board members who voted to support funding. But we'll do another one next year. It was standing room only at the Granada Hills Library, and Mark filmed it for us. And so the video should be available soon, and we'll put it up somewhere so that way you could have access to it. But it was a great event. We had a survey, and we got mostly, I think the average was 9.8, I think it was, as far as the feedback. So hopefully you guys will come to the next one. There's also going to be another one that we're going to have. We're going to actually do one on rent control or rent stabilization. It's actually going to be the supervisor or the inspector that actually go and inspect all the property. So whether you're a landlord or a tenant or you know somebody who is, please invite them to come, and we'll have the flyer and so forth send out to the public and the board. And hopefully the board will support that as well. So thank you everyone for doing that. That was great. It was standing room only, so we're so excited. And we have free dinner too. So yeah, so hopefully you'll come. It was catered by, it wasn't catered, but it was bought. The food was bought from Teriyaki, your restaurant, one of his favorite restaurants. Yes, support local business. We made an effort to have the money stay inside within our boundaries. So we'll have 30 plus people, around 40, I think, 40 plus. And the second thing is, so I had a chance of visiting another neighborhood council, and they had over 350 stakeholders at their meeting, which is huge. Of course, it's one of the hot topics. But
Is that Porter Ranch?
Yes.
Okay, well,
yes.
that's understandable.
Right. Yes. Well, they had a lot of concerns, and I'm glad that we don't necessarily have dealing with something heavy like that in our community right now. But I do know that there's a couple of stakeholders that I talked to that is not here for necessarily any typical issue, but it's just here. So please invite your neighbors, and I want to thank all of you for being here and being involved in the community. So I love to see our neighborhood council to have at least 100 people at our meetings. That would be great. And then the last thing I wanted to mention that I'm going to wait until everybody else finishes, and then I'll come back to you. Just write it down. So come back.
Thank you, Cindy,
Thank
and
you.
I want to congratulate you personally on that event. That was very well attended and very well run. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Also.
Oh, yes.
Comments, really good stuff.
Yeah, I forgot to recognize them. But we did in conjunction with the Granada Hills Chamber. And Kenny was great in designing the flyers and working with us. So it was a great joint event for Granada Hills. So more to come next year. We're hoping to put on 223. So thank you.
Bonnie?
Parade is Sunday, tree lighting is Friday night. See ya. Sunday anyway. Parade.
I'm not gonna run after the vendors, they have to come to me, whoever needs to get paid. I'm not,
Parade, the parade?
Okay.
whatever it is, I'm not running after anybody.
I'm sure they want money, they come see.
Yeah. Darren?
No, they don't, that's the problem.
I'd like to apologize to the public for not having a quorum today, but thank you for attending. Also, if I may ask for a moment of silence for the people who suffered yesterday. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Justin? I'm good. Nothing? That's nothing. Mark? Mike?
As it was mentioned, we have our tree lighting ceremony this Friday. And on outreach, I want to let everybody know that I have contacted both choirs for Voss and Granada Hills right here. And they will be out in force and singing the way for us, which is kind of cool. Also shot email blasts and flyers and whatnot to Granada Elementary, Tulsa, Porter, Junior High School, Patrick Henry Junior High School. Also the Daily News, with they got back to me. And I also asked the event to be posted on Councilman Englander's site.
Okay. Thank you. I think I got all the board members. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
You don't need a motion. You already there is no
Sorry?
adjourn.
Actually, it was.
You just don't, yeah, that's it. You're done.
You can't have a motion.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Okay. Meeting's over.
I think we still, no, that's right, we can't pass it, so we have to stay here.
Yeah, right.